Luke, I understand that you have discovered something about our video guy, Todd. We call him Tripod Todd.
Yes, he
That
knows
I
his way
don't
around a
know.
tripod,
Yeah.
and that's what we employ him to do. But on the way home last night, we sometimes go home together, and often we'll just be having chats, and I'll discover things about Todd that I never thought was possible, and that it's just often, okay, Todd is this kind of guy, and in our group, he's kind of like the sketchiest guy we know.
Yeah, he's a very weird unit, and this is not the first time we've discovered something about him. I mean, just yesterday we found out something about that he was addicted to just trading stuff on Facebook Marketplace. That's when this happened. One time I went to a hotel. Todd was driving me home. I went to a hotel with him. And then he was like, "Oh, hang on, we're just going to stop at this hotel." And we met this shady ass guy who just had 500 pairs of headphones in a hotel room.
You are the
He didn't-
sketchiest guy I know.
That was terrifying.
Yeah. So this was off the back of that. This happened 2 nights ago, and he told me something in the car that is so left of field for a person of his character. You would agree that Todd is quite a quiet person.
Yeah, he's a
he
pretty
doesn't really
quiet
talk that
dude.
much in planning meetings. He'll just sit there
He's just
minding
thinking
something.
about tripods.
Yeah, he's gentle-natured though, and
Yeah.
would you say he's not much of like a performer? Really, like he's very behind the scenes, happy to not be in the spotlight.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so, yeah.
Well, we were driving home the other week, and this is a direct quote. The car is pretty much dead silence. I guess we haven't talked for about 30 seconds now. We're just waiting in the traffic light, listening to the radio, and he just goes, you know what I hate? I hate it when my friends judge me when I tell them that I do singing lessons. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah, whenever I tell my friends that I do singing lessons, they're always really surprised. And I was like, mate, that's the most surprising thing you've ever said. Guess how long he's been doing it for?
Can I tell you, I actually knew about these singing lessons.
What?
Todd
Why
told-
didn't you tell me?
I don't know. I think I was also so shocked. Todd told me about this, but like a few months ago, and I think I was so
I
shocked.
asked Todd, I was like, does Lewis know? He goes, nah, man, I wouldn't tell him. What's wrong with you?
Todd, come in here for a second. Why are you lying to Luke? Luke thought he was going to tell me a big secret. I knew
was
about
so
these singing
excited for
lessons.
this bombshell. Mike, you didn't know. Are you surprised?
I'm really surprised. I had no idea.
He's been on it for 2 years.
I didn't know
Doesn't
you'd been doing
never-
it for 2 years.
It never comes up.
Yeah, 2 years.
Right. Well,
Right, okay.
I thought that our button pusher radio Mike would be the type
No.
to take singing lessons.
This
really?
is audio of Todd belting out a classic
Oh,
in the
yeah,
car.
I
the
haven't
other
heard
night.
this,
Are you ready
please.
to hear
Yes.
it? Go.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this:
Vibrato,
the
I
fourth,
like
the
it.
fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
This is so painful for me.
Who are you? That's me just saying, who are you? Why don't you tell us these things? Todd never even speaks.
You know what does surprise me is that you're actually quite good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
I just thought you were just doing. I thought that you would just like try it out singing lessons once or twice or something. I didn't know that you've been
No.
doing it for 2 years.
I'm
Yeah,
now
about
so
2 years.
offended that you didn't tell me, because I would have loved to know that months ago.
Sorry, man. It's just a secret that me and Todd have between each other. Because
What? Did
really
you forget
embarrassed.
when you told Lewis?
No, I told you that. I'm
You
pretty
knew
sure I
we
told
were doing
Lewis.
this radio segment. You're the weirdest
This
guy.
is-
Didn't tell us for a month that he owned a tandem bike, and we're looking for a tandem bike on the show.
What else are you
I was
hiding
What
from
are you
excited
us, man?
hiding, man? Tell us all your.
We are just discovering secrets about our friends, Luke. We just discovered that our video guy, Tripod Todd, has been attending singing lessons for the past 2 years.
It's
This is
crazy.
him.
So this was in the car on the way home from this show the other night.
See, now I wouldn't really have believed it if Todd hadn't told me before. But that now that you have
This
the
is
audio
my favorite bit
evidence-
where he starts belting it.
Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor
The
fall,
fifth.
and the major lift.
It's amazing. I can hear the
I
passion.
never
man.
tell my friends I don't do singing.
He's got his head in his hands. Man, isn't this your dream? We've got your singing on the radio. Come in, man.
When I told him I was going to put it on the radio, he actually went, oh, well, my singing teacher's never been on the radio. I'm probably going to tell her.
Maybe you can start showing her a couple of tips.
Todd's coming back in. Now, I just think you are such an enigma of this show.
Mm.
I believe you have one more thing that we may not know about you, and now's the time to tell us.
First of all, congratulations on the new singing on the
Thanks.
radio.
Well, that's the thing. It's not new. It's 2 years.
Mm.
I guess it's just never come
It's
up.
just build up, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's this other thing? Because okay, before you get into it, the things I do know about you that I was shocked when I found out. Todd, when you were what, 18 or 19? The shuffling thing?
No, before then.
Okay.
Before
how
that.
old were you?
16.
16.
17, yeah.
Jeez.
Todd used to
Thank
be in.
God, I'm glad it was 18. I was glad it was 16. If it was 18, I wouldn't want to hang out with him.
Todd used to be in shuffling crews, like where he used to go to nightclubs, and you know, like when shuffling was a thing to hard style music, you know, like that doof doof. He just
was
used
part
to
of-
shuffle.
he
He
had
was
a
in a
name?
music video.
Yeah, you had a name and there was
Yeah.
What was your
compilation
shuffle
videos.
name?
Oh, I don't want to say it. No.
What is it?
Come on.
No, it
What's
was just Todd.
No, it wasn't.
Just Todd the Shuffler. All right. Tell us your secret then. What else you got?
So I've been in shuffling music videos for
Yeah.
big music videos. Yeah.
Wait, a big music video?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
what's a big music video?
Oh,
How many
ones that
views did it get? Was it on video hits and stuff?
Wasn't on video hits.
So
but
have
it's
you ever
got, like-
shuffled on TV?
Not on TV. no.
Rage?
No.
Oh, so really, you were in like a.
How many views? What's big?
A few million.
What's the song?
I
Would
can't
we know
remember.
it?
I can't remember it. I can't remember it.
Just
We
a
need to
banger
find
about
this in the
Shuffle.
song immediately. This is amazing.
We need to find it. Our now Diana, who helps us out with the phones. You also have a secret for us, do you? Is that why you're in here? I mean, I don't know why else you would be in here.
Apparently I was just told to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your secret?
Mine's really left of centre and
Okay.
totally different.
Okay.
My great 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 grandfather had 64 children with 10 different women.
That's something I wouldn't brag about.
Well,
It's
good on
They're
him.
not related or anything.
I got it. It's
Yeah.
just too many though.
Coming up next, guys, we're going to be talking about our No Track album, where we're getting pretty close to getting this thing finished.
Pretty
really.
close to release week, which should be next week, scheduled in. We've penciled in release week. We don't want to announce it yet, even though I just announced it. But let's-
No, we've just announced the announcement, so we're officially
Yeah.
announcing that an announcement is coming.
yes.
So stay tuned for that announcement.
The reason why we're dropping an album with no tracks, new people might be like, "Hey, wait, that's pretty unorthodox." Usually, people put tracks on an album. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Drake put 25 tracks on his new album. That's
Way
way,
too
too
many.
many tracks.
Too many tracks, so we're offsetting that by putting out a 0-track album. We actually recorded a song for the album. Here's the chorus. This is what we came up with yesterday, but you know what? We felt like it just wasn't good enough for the No Track album.
By the way, that took us 70 minutes to write, conceive, and record the track.
yeah, so
which
we,
is
and then we
actually
just deleted it.
Too long for a song with only 2 lyrics in it.
We're talking about our No Track album, which is in response to Drake's 25-track album. He just put out an album that just has way too many tracks on it, Luke. So
Two
we thought-
sides to the
Yeah,
album.
we
I don't have
thought-
time for 2 sides.
No.
1 side max.
Yeah, one side max. So we thought we'd put out an album that not only does it have no sides, it also has no tracks.
Yeah. We'll probably won't even put out a physical because there's no point even owning the CD.
No, we could put out a CD. It just wouldn't have anything on it.
Just
you
be
could just
album
use it for
artwork.
something else. You could put another album on it instead.
Yeah, and JB Hi-Fi wouldn't have to do that like thing where they take the actual CDs out to stop theft.
Yeah.
There's nothing to buy.
But as soon as we came up with the concept for a No Track album, Luke, I knew like it would just cause waves throughout the music industry, and kind of got me thinking.
This was
like,
us recapping it, like kind of stupidly, because obviously people have heard about it. There's been a lot of buzz. People, I think words have got around that, hey, Luke and Lewis, these guys who do late nights, they're dropping a No Track album. I'm
Yeah.
sure word has got out there right now in the Australian music industry that probably, we don't know yet, but the biggest project in music, okay, maybe not the biggest, at least the most
the
ambitious.
most talked about as well. Everyone's asking me, what is a No Track album? And
Yeah.
I keep telling them it's an album with no tracks, and they go, so you mean like a silent track? And I go, no,
No,
a
that's still a
silent track
track.
is a track. I'm talking. Release an album. There's cover art, no tracks.
Picture
no
an
track album.
empty zip file
Yeah.
as the digital download.
That's what you get. And may I say, you're welcome. And I know you're anticipating it. But we were thinking, Luke, that so many musicians and artists would be
Yeah.
interested in collaborating
There's
with
almost
us.
been some concern during the day where we kind of came in, we started speaking about our project again. I went, man, I worry that there's going to be too much interest in the Australian music industry of huge artists wanting to collaborate. Because on Drake's album, he has some huge collaborations on it. We're talking Jay-Z,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was so interested he rose from the grave.
He's not even
and
alive, and he got a collab with MJ, right? So that's insane. Like, Drake's got some crazy collabs.
Yeah.
People know we're trying to counteract Drake
I
here.
think maybe Johnny Cash might hit us up and be
Yeah.
like, "Let me on that album, boys."
Yeah.
But what happened is we were just thinking like so many artists are going to be wanting to collab with us on this album. So our producer Tom, he actually put the feelers out
Yeah.
in the Australian music
We just
industry to
asked
ask
him,
them if
we're
they
like-
wanted to collab on it.
we were like, look, don't tell them yet that we're not going to release any tracks. Obviously, words probably got to them, but put some feelers out. See, because we were worried. We're like, hang on, if all these people want to collab, there's no tracks to collab on.
They'll probably get offended.
But we still said, yeah, put out the feelers. And we haven't heard this package. Apparently, there's a package of audio of a few well-known Australian music artists. I guess asking, answering the question, do they want to collab with our new project or not?
Yeah, probably just a whole bunch
I
of
can't wait to
begging.
hear this.
Hey Luke and Lewis, it's Conrad Sewell here. Just getting back to let you know I can't be part of the collaboration, but best of luck with the release.
Judah Kelly here. Just definitely can't collaborate with you.
Hey guys, Rule here. Thanks for thinking of me, but unfortunately I can't do it.
Hey Luke, hi Lewis. It's Tony Phoenix, and I just wanted to let you know that I definitely can't collaborate.
Hey Luke and Lewis, it's Geordie Island here. I can't collaborate.
Hey, Luke and Lewis, it's George here from Shepherd. We are unavailable for the collab, but best of luck with the release.
Hey Luke and Lewis, it's Amy Shark. Look, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you guys out on this album thing. Super bummed. I'm just really busy launching Love Monster and everything. You guys know what it's like. But look, I'm going to come in and see you guys really soon. So we've got plenty to talk about. Okay guys, see you soon.
Can I just say, up until Amy Shark, are they even musicians? Who are those people?
Don't you know the Conrad Sewell is?
From Shepherd, isn't that a suburb?
No! Lewis knows nothing about
What's
pop culture.
Shepherd?
Shepherd's a band. Are they Hey Geronimo?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Lewis just
Oh,
said, isn't Conrad
No,
Sewell a
Conrad
song
Sewell
by
is like
Shepherd?
really famous, man.
Conrad, who's that?
Do we have a Conrad Sewell song? Anyway,
It's gonna take
the
a
point
bit.
is, guys, this is great news because we had no room for all those people on our album.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a massive relief.
it's great that we're not getting all these strangers on our album.
I was so
because
worried that people would
First
wanna
of all, I
collab.
wouldn't even recognize them, and I mean that'd just be confusing. All these people would rock up and go, "Hey man, I'm Conrad from Shepherd or whatever." And I'll be like, "Who
It
are
was
you?"
George from Shepherd. You have... All
I
right.
don't know.
But the point is, Lewis.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah,
What a
good.
massive relief because we
There's no people
Wanna collab.
There's no track to collab with.
we would have had to send out so many no's, and I'm so glad now that we don't have to offend Amy Shark. Because
Yeah.
yes, we would have loved to have her, but hey, Amy, I know she. Look, I reckon she probably realized there was no room to collab. I think all those people saying no thanks to us were probably just.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing, but also them probably going, well, I don't want to seem too keen anyway.
Yeah,
Because that's probably how you really get them.
That's true. They're treating us mean. to keep us keen.
Conrad Sewell's just trying to play it cool. Yeah, do you have a Conrad Sewell song, Mike? Why do you work on a commercial radio station?
So we're talking about our button pusher radio mic. Turn your mic on, man.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why don't you sound excited to
jeez.
get on?
I made a mistake in the songs there. There was probably 3 seconds.
Look at this.
of
He's
dead air, and
preemptively
I wanted to
confessing before we
apologise
can
to
put it on
everyone.
him.
Man, look at him trying to get ahead of the scandal like usual.
I'm owning it.
You
I'm
wouldn't
honest.
have to own it if you didn't make an error. No, that's not what we wanted to talk about. But
Is
you-
it?
No, we were gonna
but
weave-
thank you for confessing that. That's great that
We
everyone
probably
knows you
were
about
going to
your
weave
jobs.
that in somewhere throughout this segment. But what we really want to talk about, Mike, is we really think that you're in desperate need of a hobby
Yes, maybe. Why do you think that?
Well-
because you're obviously bored throughout the day, and that boredom affects us negatively
So you've started
because
this
you're always
thing.
harassing us with texts and phone calls because you're
He's-
not doing anything.
He started this text thing the other day where he says where you started speaking like your life was a novel.
Yeah, that
so
was fun.
I sent a text to you saying,
Was
yes.
that fun? Was it?
Yes, I found it really fun.
It's not fun.
And you don't think you need a hobby? You're texting us as if you were writing a novel. Why don't you actually write a book?
No, but my hobby isn't writing a book. My hobby is writing. So when I'm writing those texts to you, I'm having a good time and having fun, and that's my hobby.
Are we having a good time reading it?
I assume so. Because
Can-
it's strong
You
writing.
have assumed incorrectly.
Can I read a passage that Mike sent me the other day out of sheer boredom?
Is he doing this to you as well?
Yes, he started it with me, and then he continued on to you because I didn't stop it quickly enough. Clearly, he said, "Radio Mike frowned. Luke's title suggestion was far from satisfactory because I gave him a new title for his book, and because it also poked fun at him. And then I said, Luke frowned. Mike's new text suggestion was
This
far
is your
from
fault, man.
satisfactory."
You engaged with it and you did it back to him.
And then he said, Mike laughed. He knew the last book that Luke read was Specky McGee, and adjusting to a new novel was difficult to
See,
him.
man, that's not how you go about
I
this
know.
because you encouraged him. He texted me. I can't read this whole thing because it's massive, but it started off with, "Hey, man, just so you know, this week all my texts are going to be structured as a novel," said Mike as he moved toward the send button. And then it goes on for 3 paragraphs. And do you know what I said, Luke? I said, "I swear to God, I will quit the show."
That's a better way to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for enabling him. And the other day, he stopped doing it over text. He called me. He went, "Hey, man," Mike said as he called Luke, his friend. And I was like, "Hey, man, what's happening?" He goes, "Ah, Mike, whatever." And then it just kept on going. I was like,
See-
"Why did you call me?" And he goes, "Ah, Mike wondered. There was no reason for the phone
No,
call."
I said I can call and we can do this later if you can't do it.
And then
now.
I
said
remember I
Mike.
hung up on you.
Hey, Mike, I didn't get a call like that. Is there any reason why you call Luke but you don't call me?
I do call you sometimes, but you usually don't answer your phone.
Yeah, and then when you do that stuff, I just hang up.
Yeah, so I've learned.
but the
Luke
point-
gives me a chance.
See? You're enabling him,
Yeah,
man. It's
mate.
your fault. We
I-
need to fix this, man. You
No,
need a
I
hobby.
don't enable you. I pity you. But the point is, Mike, we believe that you need more hobbies during the day because obviously we do this show at night, and I guess there's a lot of time to kill. We kind of come in here at 7 p.m. There's a whole day of just wandering around the house doing stuff. You're
Yeah.
calling me. What do you do during the day? Like, what are some of your hobbies? Because you told us the other day,
Yeah.
guys, I think I need to find a new hobby, and we wholeheartedly agree.
And
Yes.
before we get into it, guys, 131060, give us a call if you have a suggestion for Mike.
Yeah.
and what hobbies he could do.
Or even what hobbies are you into? Maybe Mike could start that. If you have a hobby
Yeah.
suggestion for Mike, please give us a call. We would love you to help. 131060 because you need it. What are hobbies that you've tried?
I've tried learning guitar. I've
Mhm.
gotten to a point where I can't get any better, and I've
I
lost
doubt that.
interest.
So you're the
So you're-
best guitar
Do you
player
reckon
in
you
the
could
world.
shred with Jimi Hendrix right
No,
now?
but I physically can't get better at it. I've tried, I've failed, and I'm not interested anymore.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
I do this a lot. I get average at something,
Yeah.
but I can't progress past this point of just being average
Yes,
at
because
it, so I
that-
give it up.
Takes hard work and effort. It's hard work, sorry. And you also listen to like 20 different podcasts.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I've also started doing a jigsaw puzzle, 1,000 pieces. And I
How
do
many
that-
pieces do you reckon you got done?
862. I'm nearly done.
Well, that's amazing. Well, guys, he's doing puzzles, so he needs your help.
Please help
131060.
Radio Mike.
What hobbies can this guy do?
Give him hobby suggestions, please.
We're asking you guys on 131060, what is your hobby? We need you to inspire our button pusher, Radio Mike. He needs a hobby, so please call us 131060 because he harasses us during the day when he's doing nothing.
It's not harassment. It's friendly texting and
He's
calling.
harassing us every day. Please tell us your
I don't
hobbies.
see it as harassment.
131060, give us a call.
Either way, I don't enjoy it. Like, it doesn't matter what we call it. If there's a title for it, it's not appreciated. And I think you need to do some more stuff. You've tried doing a jigsaw puzzle during the day to fill the time. You're
Yes.
still doing that.
Yes.
What's on the jigsaw puzzle?
Amalfi Coast.
What's that?
Isn't it like a city in Italy, I think?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My
Cool.
uncle gave it to me.
Right. Well, it's
Right. Well, give us a call on 131060 and we'll talk to you in a bit. No, we won't? Oh, all right. We've-
Let's take some calls. We've
Oh,
got
okay.
some
I
on the
thought
line
we were
already.
going back to a song then for
No,
some reason.
You
You
never
just
know what's
tune
happening
out.
on the show.
Lewis
Oh,
doesn't know
okay.
who Conrad Sewell is. You don't know what we're doing on air.
Hey, man. Hey.
It's like, do you get paid? Like, I
need
do, but
less
I don't.
hobbies.
I'm not sure, really. Fairly certain.
Man, Steve, what's your hobby to help Mike? Did you have a hobby that Mike could take up?
Yeah. Train race dogs.
Train race dogs. All
Yeah,
right.
greyhound.
That
What-
sounds like an expensive hobby, though.
What does that mean?
Not really. It's only what you put into it.
Well, how much is a race dog to buy so you can train it?
Or you can get them for free.
How?
Or you can pay. Or you just look on the internet. Greyhound data.
Right, so you can get a greyhound for free.
Right.
You
well,
can, yeah.
Well, we've adopted Whippets. That's a small greyhound. You just
Oh,
adopt a bigger
beautiful.
one.
Yeah.
There you go, Mike. What do you think about,
Have you
racing
ever
dogs?
trained a dog before?
It's not me.
Sorry?
It's not me.
I was talking to Mike. It's cool. Thanks, though, Steve. I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
I already know this one's not me.
Why not?
Because I'm not a dog guy.
Do you have any pets?
No, but I used to have a cat.
Yeah. Did you erase that?
You
No.
neglected the cat, didn't you?
The cat did die, but it was
From neglect?
No,
or-
no,
Did
not,
it starve
not from
to death?
neglect, from old age.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah.
Very, very different.
It sounds like you hated the cat.
No, I liked it. It was
All right. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
It was all right. Is that what you said when it was all right, but it's pretty good that we don't have a cat now. Jasmine, welcome to the show. What hobby does Mike need?
I reckon you should get into personality typing.
What's that?
Right, this is my girlfriend,
Yeah.
Jazz.
Oh, hey,
This
Jazz.
is, this is my girlfriend's hobby, which is personality typing. She tries to get everyone to fill out multi-choice questionnaires so she can figure out their personality types, and she's always
fact,
telling me that
I
I
have
need to get my
sent
friends
it.
to fill out these types.
I have sent it to both Luke and Mike, and Luke, you haven't done the personality test.
Yeah, Jazz, it's boring.
Jazz, we're trying to find...
How long will it take me to do?
Oh, like 15 minutes.
Oh,
That's
I'm
so-
a busy
that's
guy.
so long
I'm
to
not
fill
like
out a
Mike.
form,
Mike
babe.
should
But here's
definitely
the
do
thing.
it.
All right,
I've already done it.
wait.
All right.
Mike,
Yes.
Mike, here's the thing. If you get into personality typing, then you can be annoying Luke all day about doing the personality test.
Jazz,
But
we're
it-
trying to find a hobby for Mike so that he will annoy us less, and you've brought in your hobby that annoys me heaps. This
Yes.
is just making
Here's
the problem
thing,
worse.
I reckon that Mike and I can bond over this. It can be a bonding activity.
All right,
where
well,
we can
you know
team
what?
up and we can annoy you guys.
Right, we'll leave it
Start
up to
our own
Mike then.
radio show.
Mike, what do you think about personality types?
My hobbies aren't annoying, so I'm not going to do an annoying hobby. Because they traditionally aren't annoying.
I'm on board with that.
All
Sorry,
right,
Jazz,
finally,
but thanks for calling.
Nick, what's your hobby for Mike?
I think you should do YouTube.
Ooh, start a channel, man.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe you should vlog.
Yeah,
Hit the
exactly.
vlog game. Do you do YouTube, Nick?
Yeah, I do YouTube. I've only just started, so I'm only slowly getting there. But
How many
I-
subs
look-
you got? That's the YouTube terminology for subscribers for those
Yeah,
not
just
on
in
the
case you guys
tubes.
didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at about 251 at the moment.
That's pretty good start. That's a nice there.
So there
Yeah.
you go, Mike. Why don't you collaborate with Nick, and then his 250 subs will see you.
Would you
and-
be willing to collaborate with Mike on a video?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I mean, he's got the time.
Nick,
Yeah.
do you want to combine that with one of my other hobbies, which is doing jigsaws, and we'll do a YouTube channel where we just do jigsaw puzzles together?
Yeah, let's
Hey,
do.
why not? Hey, why not? I don't see any problems with that.
I do. I think you're going to lose all 250 subs,
No,
Nick.
that's going viral. All right, we're going to set that up. Nick, stay on the line. We'll get you to talk to our producers, and that video will be coming up soon. It'll be a hit. We're joined by a very good friend of ours and stand-up comedian Khaled Colourfella. We think he's really funny. Take a listen to this.
Pauline Hanson always comes out and she's like, 98% of Australians agree with me. Muslims don't belong in Australia. Fine. Only problem with that is 4% of Australians are Muslim. Which means 2% of us must be walking around going, Muslims.
So welcome to the show, man.
Hey guys, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, man. We've, you know what's funny? We've known each other for years. You taught me how to do stand-up, really, like when I first started.
Oh, I think you're being modest. I think, you know, you're...
I don't think you are.
I specifically remember calling you and saying, how do I start stand-up? And you were like, well.
You taught him everything he knows.
I certainly remember that phone call. We had a really good phone call. I remember you were very ambitious about it. We related in that sense as well. And then a couple of years later, you know, Luke came into the scene. I think you started stand-up a couple of years later.
You actually gave me my 7th gig. So you were the 7th most important person to get me to where I am today.
Glad to be as influential as I am in your life, Luke, yeah. And you're both very accomplished stand-ups now, and you're doing the show, and I'm so glad that it's come full circle. You guys have me on.
Yeah, it's
really
good.
cool.
You, what's funny is I've known you for years, and our producer didn't know that, so he printed out a run sheet of all of the things that you've done.
So
and I
of-
was like, come on, mate, I would know everything.
Yeah. Often when guests come in, we get a little sheet of different facts about the person coming in. Oh, you may not know this. And I laughed when he handed it to me. I was like, Tom, come on, we've been mates for years. I read it all. Dude, you don't tell me anything, man.
There's so much stuff on here that I
married, he has 3 kids.
I had no idea that you lived in rural New Zealand.
Yeah, that's a true story.
For how long?
Man, I just blocked it out. I don't know why it's
Was
on
that
there.
when you knew us? You just left for ages and you never
Left
told
for
us?
a little bit.
If we don't know that, how did our producer find out?
I have no idea. I've blocked it out and I sue people for putting it on the internet. I lived there from 1995 until about 2001. I was in Auckland for 2 years at the top of the North Island, down to the bottom of the South Island, a place called Invercargill, which was freezing. It's the bottommost you can go without being in Antarctica.
Right.
And then New Plymouth.
No wonder you left.
Yeah, and then I left, and then I went to Townsville in North Queensland.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was like, I wish I was in Invercargill.
And you're coming on the show because you actually got a new solo show in Melbourne on the 21st of July.
I'm on the
does
show
the show
because-
have a name?
Yes, I'm on the show because I really like you guys and I just want to spend time with you. Incidentally, I also have a tour which is going to be going through Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. It's going to be in Melbourne on the 21st. Wait, you guys air everywhere, don't you?
No, we only air in Melbourne, so you wasted like 4 words there.
But podcasters, check him out.
Yeah.
Well, podcasters in Adelaide, Brisbane and Sydney, check out frontiertouring.com.au/coloured colourfella. And for Melbourne people, Comics Lounge, I'm going to be there on the 21st of July.
And how's the new show coming along?
It's coming along really well. I'm very excited about it. I mean, I'm still fine-tuning it now. You guys know, as a stand-up, the closer you get to the date, the more critical you are of yourself, and you start questioning, is this funny? Is that really funny? And so I'm in the writing stages. I keep changing things around. But, you know, for those of you that don't know and don't have the angst that I have, it's just going to be an electric night for you guys, I hope.
Yeah, I think so. I truly think you're one of the best comedians that we have in the country
Thanks,
at the
man.
moment.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
He's
that's
reading that off a page.
yeah, that was one of the dot points. Best comedian. Make sure to compliment him.
Lewis, I achieved something quite large recently. I'm super proud of myself. Been pretty psyched to tell you for a while now.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything that's taken a third of your life to achieve?
Oh, yes.
Really? What?
Yes. After about, when did I start doing it? 2012. So after about 6 years, I finally reached the max level on World of Warcraft. Because they kept releasing expansions with more levels, and I was like always one expansion behind.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing. It was really
It's one of those
stressing me out.
games that never ends.
Yeah, actually, it was longer than 2012. Probably 2006. So like
Yeah.
12 years. So like half my life, I've just never been max level. But now I'm level 110.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Fortunately,
brag
though,
about that on radio.
August 14, 10 more levels. So it's really stressing me out.
Oh, we're all pretty excited about it. I think because there's a lot of
You
excitement.
say congratulations as well. If you like.
Congratulations. That is
Thanks,
quite an
man.
achievement.
Yeah.
Well, I did something just as impressive. I know that's hard because you told me about World of Warcraft a lot, and I occasionally listen, right? But I think I've achieved something maybe, I know you probably can't comprehend, but maybe even more exciting than that. You know that I carry around one of these pawpaw creams with me. It's Lucas Pawpaw ointment. You'll often see girls. I reckon 70% of girls listening will have one of these on their person right now.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
see them
essential.
all the time because girls just have them. Why do
Yes.
you always have one?
Oh, I had some acne medication in year 9, and I had to use it at the time, and they're addictive. So you just got to keep using it for
Right.
the rest of your life. I'm now hooked on this stuff. If I don't have it, I think it's psychologically.
Actually, you know
my
what? I
lips
used
crack.
it once, that
Yes.
Lucas stuff, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go,
And I almost got
right?
I almost got hooked, but then I was like, no, I can't. I got to play
So
WoW.
that was 7 years ago. I started doing
Yeah.
that, Lewis. I have never finished an entire pawpaw/lip balm in my life. I've lost it on the train.
Yeah, no one
It's fallen
finishes
out of my
them.
pocket. No one ever finishes an entire lip balm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, very excited to announce that 2 weeks ago, the
No.
final squeeze could not get any more of it, and I put that bad boy in the bin. Kobe
That's
finished
amazing.
7 years of hard work and dedication.
Well, you had the tube for 7 years.
No. I rebought some, obviously.
Oh, I was going to say, you mustn't have been using very much if you've been using one
No,
tube
I kept
for 7
losing them.
years.
So,
Oh, okay.
But this one, do you know, of the one that I finished,
Yeah.
one time I left it on the seat of the train. It
Yeah.
was busy, peak hour, and I missed my stop to go back and get it. I was like, nah, enough's enough. I need to finish the tube of pawpaw, and I did it.
Well done, man. I'm
And
proud
I
of
was
you.
telling my friend about this recently, and it inspired her
Yeah.
to kind of take this kind of initiative, because lots of people realize, oh yeah, I've never finished one of those. A
No,
friend of mine,
everyone's losing them. Like I've seen like half finished ones
Just
just
on
like
the
on a
ground.
seat or
Yeah.
on the ground.
My friend Emma said, Luke, you inspired me. She sent me a message on Facebook. She said, I had a poor accomplishment that crosses borders. And I went, no way. She's like, you've inspired me.
Yeah.
In January, I went to America. So so this must have already happened, actually.
Yeah.
So I didn't inspire her. This has already
You've
happened.
inspired her to
retell
you about it, right?
She said, I went to America. It's essential to have pawpaw on you all times in January in Seattle. It's quite hot. I traveled around for 3 weeks, making sure to never lose my pawpaw. Then on the last night, I made 100% sure to pack everything that I owned except for one thing, my pawpaw, which had only 10 squeezes left in it. My heart breaks right now. I was devastated on the pressurized plane with my
that's
lips.
worse than leaving your kid, really.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Because you can find your kid, they can do an announcement at the airport. They
I mean,
don't go, lost pawpaw, come to the information desk.
And
No one
really,
cares.
worst case scenario, you can make another kid. You got to buy a new tube.
You can. Then she said, I was devastated on the pressurized plane when my lips were cracking and I couldn't do anything for 14 hours. When I got home to Sydney, I immediately asked my host to back to me so I could get my last 10 squeezes out. I paid $14 postage and it was worth every cent. Emma's done it. I've done it. We're all achieving greatness.
That's
right
incredible.
Now.
Well
And
done,
you know
everyone.
what? This one I'm holding right now in my hand, Lewis.
Yep.
I'll get back to you in 7 years, man. I'll let you know when I wrap this one up.
So that brings us to the end of the show. Before we wrap up, though, I've got a huge announcement to make, Luke.
Announce away.
Yeah, the announcement is tomorrow we will be announcing the release date of
Wow.
our No Track album.
I'm pretty excited.
So I've just announced the announcement.
We
So
still-
stay tuned for
we
that
also
announcement.
still
That
need
was the
to-
announcement.
We still need to discuss what releasing a No Track album entails.
Look, it's
If
turned out
it's
to
a
be
physical copy, digital, streaming, because you can't stream it. There's nothing to
Well,
stream.
yeah, it's turned into be a massive logistical challenge. I think I have a solution, but I don't want to confirm
I
it.
mean,
anything.
really, we don't have to do anything.
Oh no,
There's
we
no
do.
tracks.
No, because I've just announced that tomorrow there's going to be an announcement about the release date, so we really have to commit, man.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not promising anything,
Okay.
except for an announcement is coming tomorrow. Now, we've started ending our shows recently with Radio Mike, our button pusher, just giving his thoughts on the show. Mike, do you have
Mike's rap.
anything? Mike's rap?
Look, great show, but I did have
Thanks,
one
man.
bone to pick, and I think it's important.
Was it the
that-
mistake that you made where there was silence again 2 days in
No,
a row,
and I-
everyone?
but
Today there was only 3 seconds of dead air,
Yeah,
so
it's pretty
So I
good.
was down
give yourselves a
24.
round of applause.
Well,
Not too slow.
hang
All right.
on. Okay, I won't do it. There it is.
Right.
Look, all I wanted to say is we heard earlier on the show about Tripod Todd, our video guy, and his singing skills. Here's just a tiny bit of it here.
I've heard there was
Amazing,
a
so
secret
good.
chord
It's really good.
that David
Todd's
played and
Todd's got his
pleased the
face in
Lord,
his head.
but you
Now,
don't
all I wanted to say to you guys, and you
Yeah.
guys both know this,
I
and
know.
and I assume the listeners
Is this
do
about
as
his
well.
half scholarship? If
I
it
had
is.
I had a 50% singing scholarship at high school, and
And you need
none
to get
of
over
you-
it.
None of you complimented my singing when Todd was in here. All the focus was on Todd.
Yeah, because you don't sing.
I am a great singer, and I've sung
All
on
right.
the show many times.
You know the lyrics to Hallelujah.
Yeah, why don't you give it a go?
Bells
Prove
it
that
out,
you're better
man.
than Todd.
You're coming. You're talking big on the radio.
I mean, Todd, if you want to come in here and do a singing battle, then the
Can
show
we have a hallelujah off to end the
come
show?
on, come on, mate. Come on in this. Come in the booth.
Come
Here he-
on.
come on. Here he comes. All
All
right.
right,
I'm
so
more than
Can
willing.
you
I'm
look up the
confident.
lyrics? Have you got the lyrics?
I know the lyrics.
Oh,
I know
okay.
them.
Oh, he knows
Ooh,
it.
let's
He would know at least 50% of the
Back
lyrics.
in. Okay, Lewis and I are judging this.
Yep.
Okay, here's
All right,
Todd.
welcome to the song
Welcome
zone.
to the singing arena.
Are you-
All
oh
right.
boy.
Can
Are
we
you
just do
excited?
the pre-chorus? So the
Yes.
4th, the 5th, that bit.
Yep.
So, man,
All right.
You ready, Mike? 3, 2,
You go first,
1.
Mike.
It goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor fall, the major lift. The
Oh, his
backward.
voice cracked.
No,
No,
keep-
that
let it
was
keep going.
vibrato. That was vibrato.
Okay.
That was intentional.
At least get to the
vibrato.
hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I'm nervous though. This
All
isn't,
right.
this isn't
Todd,
even an
all right,
accurate
Todd.
So
representation.
you give
anyway.
it another crack.
It goes like this:
No,
the
he's won.
4th, the 5th, the minor fall,
Yeah,
and the
you've-
major lift.
That's it. Todd
Yeah,
wins. Todd wins.
hands
Sorry,
down.
mate.
You need lessons, man. Maybe you can get Todd to teach you.
You get second-hand lessons. How do you feel about that, Todd?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, brilliant. Well, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to check us out on the podcast, we've got a podcast on iTunes, and we're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We got it all. And YouTube if you want to watch the video version of the full show. So we'll talk to you tomorrow night. It's Luke and Lewis on The Fox.